coverage turns to Greenfield, where a state of emergency has been declared following heavy rains there.
Western Mass News reporter Reagan Lokri joins us live from Greenfield with the latest. And Reagan, what can you tell us?
Well, Chris and Abby, that state of emergency was declared here in Greenfield around 12:30 this afternoon due to severe rain causing major flooding in this area. Now, here's some video of major flooding here on Nash's Mill Road, which is still currently closed. Several other streets throughout town were also closed today as rising water made them impassable. The city's police department posted a video of the Green River shortly after 2 p.m. above flood stage. The water all the way up to the bridge on Coleraine Street. Western Mass News received a statement from the Greenfield mayor's office, which reads in part, quote, "The rains have caused rapidly rising water, specifically for the Green River and the Deerfield River. The city's emergency management team will continue to monitor the situation throughout the day and its impacts on Greenfield and neighboring communities. All departments and agencies are ordered to protect life, property, and public infrastructure during a state of emergency." Now, we will continue to bring you updates as they come into our newsroom. But for now, reporting live in Greenfield, Reagan Lokri for Western Mass News.